Welcome to Newrealities. My name is Alan Steinfeld, and in this show I like to explore the nature of consciousness, who we are as emerging spiritual beings. And there's no one, I think, who's more influential in that realm as tonight's guest. I'll read a little introduction to his new book by Ken Wilber. Alex Gray might be the most significant artist alive. His art, in its original and highest form, is a revelation of spirit. This artwork reminds us of our highest potential, our deepest nature, our most profound ground, which we are all invited to discover. His work, like all great transcendental art, is not merely symbolic or imaginary. It's a direct invitation to realize a deeper dimension of our very own being. That's Ken Wilber describing the artwork of Alex Gray. Thanks, Alex, for being here. And really, I think your art is so important to a spiritual awakening that's happening in America. How do you see that? How do you connect in with that whole realm of spirituality that's happening here?
I guess it was during the 70s when I first took LSD that I opened my spiritual eye and started to think of life in a different way than the kind of existential morbidity that had been obsessing me beforehand. And since that time, I've found a home in the transpersonal psychology and the people who do body work and energy work, and a number of people who are spearheading a kind of alternative spirituality without religion necessarily,
Right.
or one that's embracing all religions and trying to find the essential truth, or I guess what Wilber would call the perennial philosophy. And so this, even the Dalai Lama has talked about finding this kind of universal spirituality that good-natured people could agree on, you know.
Well, yeah, it seems like religions have gotten in the way, this idea of religion, because what they're all talking about is the same essential self, the same core of who we are. It's just been languaged through different traditions, but the spirit is the same in each individual.
Right. As Schweitzer said, dogma divides, spirit unites.
Right. And your art, because you paint these energetic spiritual bodies, is kind of leading people to an awareness of who we are as a greater being. I mean, would that be a fair interpretation? I mean,
I'd say hopefully. And the letters that I receive and email and things like that seem to suggest that they do evoke for people some of their own higher intuitions about their own nature and the nature of who we are, or who we are potentially.